Ah, yes. The turtle crapped in here. The turtle crapped. The turtle crapped. Have you ever heard any more beautiful lyrics than that? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the pre-stream. Today is Saturday, the 27th of November, 2021, and I am Phil. Phil, I am. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Basically, we are out of the Thanksgiving festivities at this point in the United States. Everyone, I hope you had a great turkey day on Thursday, and I hope that you survived Black Friday. Because it's funny that a lot of us sit down for an amazing meal with family, friends, enemies. Some people sit down with their enemies to break bread with their enemies and make peace on Thanksgiving. Almost never, but sometimes. And then on Black Friday, we all destroy each other. We have a nice day of like calm food and fun and warmth and caring, and then we go out there and we just beat each other with spiked bats all day Friday, because that's what we do in America. Like that's what we feel is the best way to start the holiday season. So, welcome everyone to Saturday. Today is the beginning of the weekend. Well, I would have said yesterday was the beginning of the weekend, but so many people do weird things on Black Friday you normally don't do on a weekend that I would say today is the first day of the real weekend. So welcome. I hope that you're all doing well, that you survived yesterday, and you're ready for a fun and full day of streaming. Today we return back to regular streaming, and what I mean by that is yesterday, since I knew my schedule was going to be thrown out of whack by Black Friday, being that my wife works retail and I wanted to drive her to work and drop her off and then pick her up later on at night in order to avoid any kind of problems for her. I knew this was going to affect my streams, and therefore I said, you know what? I'm purposely going to make it so that the entire day on Friday is multiplayer. That way, it doesn't matter that I have an interruption in the middle of a stream. It's just multiplayer matches. It's not like, oh, we're in the middle of a great story element. We play for 20 minutes, now we got to stop, and you got to wait like an hour and a half for me to come back or anything like that. Excuse me. So, it went well. Yesterday went well, although admittedly, for those of you who were not here, just so you know, Black Friday was terrible out there. The traffic to get to my wife's job was not so bad, but as soon as we hit the parking lot of the shopping center she worked at, it was a nightmare. It was bumper-to-bumper traffic, and a bunch of nut jobs, basically acting like animals, and I can't imagine what possesses them to act like that, besides the fact that it's only, some of the most crazy, stupid people go out on Black Friday. I don't know what else to say. We're sitting there in the parking lot trying to get through the lot to drop off Kat at her job, and it's like 25 minutes to get across a parking lot because it's bumper to bumper. There's no parking anywhere. Everyone's looking for parking. Everyone's driving like a maniac. Well, we were in a line, bumper to bumper, waiting to turn, and a guy several cars behind us was so infuriated at the wait. He drives out from our line and drives into oncoming traffic. There's still cars coming that way. He's driving in oncoming traffic, veering around them, in and out of oncoming traffic to try to go past everyone and basically cut everyone off because he doesn't care about anyone else but himself. At the same time that he's doing that, okay, someone 2 cars ahead of us decides simultaneously they want to do an illegal U-turn in the middle of this busy parking lot. So we got this guy veering left and right here, and this person turning like this, and they stopped like this, 1 inch away from each other, almost clobbering each other, okay? And we're literally sitting there staring at this like, you hear the stories about Black Friday, but then to see it firsthand for the first time in many years, because I've never really, I told you guys stories about my Black Friday experience in the past, people running in front of my car at like 4 in the morning to try to get a deal at Circuit City when they used to exist, even though the doors were locked for another hour. Some of the most biggest insanity shit, So anyway, finally got dropped off my wife, and then it took me about 20 more minutes just to get out of the parking lot to the streets, and then it took me like another half an hour to get home because the traffic was terrible on the way home. So essentially, a trip that normally would be like 15 minutes to get there, 15 minutes back, took an hour and a half. So it did throw my stream out of whack. I'm very happy that I did do what I did. Because if I hadn't done that, Kat would have never been able to get to work. She would have never been able to park. That was really the problem, was parking. The parking was atrocious everywhere you went yesterday. So I'm very happy that I did that. And by the way, when I picked her up late at night, the parking lot was emptying out, but that's a time when there's a lot of high crime and people get robbed on the way out of the mall and stuff. So I'm very happy that I picked her up like that too, because she was working very late last night for Black Friday. So, did it throw my streams out of whack? Yes, it did. My Halo Infinite stream ended up having a giant 90-minute block of music and no gameplay. I do want to say thank you to everyone who did attend the stream yesterday, and everyone who did basically put up with it. I know it was weird to have a ginormous break in the middle of my stream like that. It's not normal, but it is what it is. It's something that I had to do. It's the best thing to do for Kat and everything, and everyone's safe. And we got through it. The other thing is, she told me it was an insane day. She's like, people were crazy animals throwing shit around. It was bumping. Everywhere you looked, there were people. It was constant, like again, packed in like sardines. Oh, gee, I wonder if COVID will spread. Oh, I wonder. I'm sure they were all vaccinated fully. So anyway, excuse me. It's over. Thank God. Now we can get back to normal life after Black Friday being over, right? And so today, we go back to narrative-based gameplay, which I didn't want to do yesterday, not knowing what was going to happen with the schedule. Today, we're back to normal stuff. So let's talk, because today, it's time for the continuation of GTA San Andreas. Now, that being said, we are at an interesting point in the game. We're in Las Venturas. We're about to start the major string of heist missions, but I still haven't done the vigilante stuff. People are basically saying, Phil, you absolutely should go steal a tank, or you should go grab the chopper and do the vigilante right away, get that done, so that way you'll have the double armor for the upcoming heist stuff, because you're going to need it, because it's some of the hardest stuff in the game. Okay, so maybe we'll do that. Maybe that's the first thing we should do today, is get the vigilante missions done. And then after that, jump full force into the heist missions and see how we do. Do I think I'm going to beat the game today? No. At the same time, I think we might get close. Maybe, another stream or half stream to wrap it up before we head into the next GTA game, which is going to be Vice City per your voting. You guys very resoundingly told me do Vice City next. So that's what we're doing next after San Andreas concludes today. Okay? So good stuff. I'm happy. I hope you guys are too. It should be a chill stream, a fun stream, nice interactive stream with holiday festiveness, new animations and everything. It should be good. Okay? Should be good. It's a thumbs up. To that. Later tonight on the late stream, Lost Judgment finally continues. I'm excited for this because last time around when we did Lost Judgment, we finally concluded this incredibly lengthy side questing line. We got all 6 of the VR passes, which means now we can play the VR game an unlimited amount. Okay? Unlimited amount. And the reason this is important is because that's the best way to raise money in the game. Whenever you do a VR mission, you end up raising like anywhere from... Oh, I love the animation. Christmas animations. I love them. You end up getting anywhere from like 300k to like 500k or more yen every run. And so once I do this a few times, I'm going to have enough to upgrade my bike fully for the bike club. I'm going to have enough to buy all the best robot parts for the robotics club. And we'll be able to coast through the rest of the school missions. Okay? Now, that being said, I've done side content for a very long time in the game. Now, I think like 2 to 3 weeks, we pretty much just did side content. So what I do want to do tonight, maybe I'll do a couple VR runs just to do a little bit. And then what I want to do is I want to jump into story. We haven't done story in a long time, and I want to advance the story a bit. So tonight will be a little bit of side content and likely a lot of story on the late stream. Okay? Tomorrow, the fun continues with the conclusion of Guardians of the Galaxy. For some of you, you're like, oh man, that was a great game. It's going to be sad to see it go. And apparently others of you are going to be like jumping up and down, throwing confetti, happy that the playthrough is over. I really don't understand the reaction to the game. I just don't. Maybe I'm just not in line with you guys sometimes. I don't know. But I love the game. I think Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the best games of the year. By the way, it's on extreme discount everywhere. Whether you're buying it online, offline, it's at least like 20, 30% off. I've seen it as little as half price. Okay, you can get it everywhere for a big discount right now. I think the game is literally one of the best games of this year. I do. I actually think that it's one of the best games of 2021. The writing is superb. The graphics are great. The characters are more representative of their comic book representations than anything. And it's really fun. Really fun game. I don't understand why people treat it the way they do. And what I mean by that is every time I stream this game now, the attendance is terrible. People say it's boring. We don't want to watch it. It's like, what the hell? Like, I just don't get it. All right? Now, listen. I fully told you guys. I knew what was going to happen once I started playing the Grand Theft Auto trilogy. Whenever I play the GTA games. Okay, look at this idiot right here. What a nice idiot. Whenever I play the GTA games, a certain thing happens, okay? People become completely overwhelmed with GTA. All they want to see is GTA. Keep playing GTA. Why are you not playing GTA? What you're doing is different stream than GTA. Well, where's GTA? When is the next GTA? What are you doing in GTA? What's the next GTA game you're playing in GTA? GTA. Okay? And this happens every time. Seriously, like every time I played Grand Theft Auto, with 2012 when I played them the first time, years later when I played like Grand Theft Auto 4, and then when I played the trilogy again, it just always happens, okay? I understand it. Listen, GTA is one of the most popular game franchises of all time. So when I sit down and take the time to dedicate to play it, people show up and people support and people love the gameplay. I do too, all right? But I'm a variety streamer. I do a variety of stuff, and I do it on purpose so that way we're not always doing the same thing over and over and over, all right? Guardians is one of the most shockingly good games of the year. It's a game no one expected anything good out of. And the fact that it is as good as... It has no right to be as good as it is. It feels like a highly produced, AAA level game. It's that good. The plot is great. The graphics are great. The dialogue, the story development, everything in the game. The only thing you could say is not very good, the combat's just kind of okay. It's not great. It's not bad. It's definitely functional. And it's certainly not repetitive. But it's fun and passable. It's not revolutionary, but it's good. So that's why I mean, I don't understand why every time I play this game, basically people are like, it's no good, and yeah, it's boring. It's like, what game are you watching? What game are, it's like people have this weird notion in their head, either because it's Marvel and they're tired of Marvel. But the thing is, I played Miles Morales last year and people didn't have that attitude. So I really don't get it. Anyway, we're beating it tomorrow. So for those of you who really hated this playthrough for whatever reason, even though I think it's one of the best games of the year, it's ending tomorrow, all right? So I can't wait to see how it ends. If we end a little bit early, I'll probably switch over and play some Halo Infinite, because I don't know how much is left in the game. I've been told the final chapters I'm doing in like an hour each, so we'll see, okay? Then tomorrow night, we go back to Forza Horizon 5, where I'll be driving around in a 1957 BMW with 3 wheels that looks like a clown car. It really does. And I put Sonic the Hedgehog's face as a decal on the front of it. So that'll be interesting. I don't know. It's usually a fun time when I play Forza. Open world, silliness. So I hope you'll join me for that. Monday. Depending on how things go today, Monday may be the conclusion of San Andreas. Okay? And if things go well today, we get good progress, then yeah, probably I will beat San Andreas on Monday. And if we end up beating it on the earlier side, I'm going to go right into Vice City. Because what I'm going to do is over the weekend, I'm going to buy the collection on the Xbox Series X and install it. So I have the games. And we're going to start up with Vice City this week. Now, Vice City to me is kind of like the quintessential Grand Theft Auto experience. And what I mean by that is it's got the vibe of the time that it takes place, the 1980s. All the music, the cars, right? The style of the characters, they're all very 80s. I love the 80s. I grew up in the 1980s. Not to say I don't like San Andreas for the 1990s vibe, but man, it feels like you're living in the 1980s when you play Vice City. It just does, okay? And in addition to that, the game is a combination of like more modernized stuff, but still some outdated stuff. Like, I remember that some of the missions are great. They're fun plot and everything. And then some of the missions like go recruit every business, make every business profitable by doing a bunch of very grindy mini games, right? And it can get frustrating. I remember, I remember playing the game the 2 times I played it, that it could get to the point where it's like, man, now for like an entire stream, all I'm going to be doing is grindy mini games to try to get these businesses so that I can continue in the game. Okay? But to me, I don't know what it is about Vice City. I just feel like it is the best of the 3 games in the PS2 era Grand Theft Auto trilogy. You might disagree. A lot of people say San Andreas is. I think San Andreas has the best map and has the best vibe to it. I feel like when you're playing it, you're grooving in the 80s. Seriously, I feel like that when I play that game. So I'm very excited for Vice City. And I hope it lives up to the expectations from playing San Andreas Definitive Edition. Now, a lot of people hate all the Definitive Editions. I've loved San Andreas Definitive Edition. Like I said, the only thing that I felt has been a shortcoming was the rain effect, which they fixed, thank God, because the rain looked so bad at first. And the easiness of the game. And what I mean by that, they really eased up the difficulty of the games because they added checkpoints, and they basically made it so that you have more health, you take less damage, enemies take more damage, cars don't blow up as easy. So because of that, a lot of these missions that used to be incredibly challenging, annoying missions aren't anymore. And so some of the charm of the games is absolutely lost when you're cruising through a mission when it used to be, man, this is one of the toughest missions of the game, and you beat it on the first try, and you're like, huh? Right? So anyway, excuse me. Anyway, I'm really enjoying the Definitive Edition trilogy so far with San Andreas. In fact, remember, at first I didn't buy them. I said I was going to play San Andreas first. I was going to judge how it was going to go. And then based on how I liked this edition, then I would decide if I was going to buy the trilogy or not. 2 streams in, I decided I'm buying it, man. There's no reason not to buy it. This trilogy is fun. You know, I understand people who have issue with it. Oh, the PC version didn't work at all for like a week. They removed the originals off the marketplace, which is bullshit. The originals should still be there. They're too easy, some graphical issues. But some of the things I feel people really blew out of proportion. Listen, this is not this year's Cyberpunk 2077. As much as people want to say it is, it's not. People are just being dickheads about it. They want to have some drama at the end of the year to talk about because it's boring otherwise. This is not the case. The games are very enjoyable still, and I cannot wait to play Vice City starting likely on Monday, okay? Okay. So, Monday, we may finish San Andreas, and if we do, Vice City Begins. That should be an epic day. Monday night, more Halo Infinite multiplayer, okay? If you didn't see my session from yesterday, I actually did well. I actually did really well yesterday. I started to learn some of the new weapons. Admittedly, it was Black Friday, and I think what happened is a lot of the tryhards were either not playing, or a lot of new players were playing, because it allowed me to kind of get back to the top of the leaderboards again in a lot of cases, which was nice to feel like just having some solid Halo gameplay allowed me to excel rather than, oh, I didn't memorize every nuance of every map and know every weapon drop and the order to run the maps and where to hide and everything. Instead, I just play it purely, and I was able to have some good fun with it. So I'm looking forward to more on Monday night. I'm hoping the more that I play Halo Infinite, the better I can get at it. So eventually, I can kind of hang with the people who play it regularly. I'm not saying I want to be a pro or anything like that. I just want to be able to play the game once or twice a week and have a good time with it, so I have a multiplayer game to add to the rotation, much like I had last year with Black Ops Cold War. I want to have basically something to replace that, and I'm hoping that's going to be Halo. Okay. Tuesday. This is a day that I feel a lot of people are excited for. At least they've told me so, and I hope that it's true. What people have told me is true, and they're not over-exaggerating. Because on Tuesday, as long as everything goes according to plan, I don't see why it wouldn't unless some monkey wrench gets thrown into the course of things. Tuesday should be the premiere of Metroid Dread. Okay? Game that people have wanted to see me play since it came out in October. I kind of brushed it under the rug and said, oh, I'll do it later. Why? I'll tell you why. Because every single time I play a Metroid or Castlevania game, people say it's boring. Oh my god, it's way more fun to play than to watch. It's boring to watch you explore. It's boring to watch you do the combat. It's boring to see you backtrack. That boss was boring. Boring, boring, boring. Like every fucking time I've tried to play one of these games. No exaggeration. Ori and the Blind Forest. Boring. Child of Light. Boring. Castlevania games. Boring. And then the kicker, Super Metroid. The game that arguably put this kind of game on the map from the Super NES era one of the best games in history as played on the Switch when they added those Super Nintendo games on there. I tried playing it. Boring. So it's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you again. Fool me 17, 18, 19 times. You know, how many times am I going to try to do this? That people are going to say, oh, play a Metroidvania game. It's a hot new game. You should play it. And I play it and no one shows up and everyone says it's boring. Okay? So what I'm hoping is that that's not the case this time. I'm genuinely hoping that people will show up for Metroid Dread when it premieres on Tuesday, and when I play it as main streams moving forward. People have said the game is only about 10 to 15 hours long tops, and maybe most people said the average playthrough is 12 hours. If that's the case, it's only like 4 streams. So let's hope the game ends up being entertaining and fun. People will treat it as such. Now, I play it once and everyone stops showing up and it's no support, no views. Everyone complains, play something else. You know? Guess we'll have to see. Okay? I hope. I've actually had a few people come out and actually said, Phil, when you start playing Metroid Dread, we're excited. We're going to show up and support the streams. Like, I've had people specifically tell me that because they said that the game is so good and they can't wait to see me play it. So I hope that's the case. We'll see, I guess. Okay? Okay. So that starts Tuesday. And then Tuesday night will be more Lost Judgment. Okay? I get a double dose of Lost Judgment this week. I'm off on Wednesday. And then next week, what we're going to do is balance Vice City with Metroid Dread for the week. That's basically going to be the week, the main streams of the week. And the night streams will be everything that you guys have been seeing, including Lost Judgment, Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5, and of course, Friday night Street Fighter. So next week should be a good balance of new and ongoing. It should be a good time, okay? Now, one thing I've not had a chance to do yet, but I'm going to be doing soon, I got to set up the polls for the Christmas event. I say the polls. I always jump the gun and want to do the poll before I do the nominations. I got to set up the nominations for the Christmas event. You guys, through your generosity and support, qualified the channel, 300 members, to do the Christmas event. What that means is that right a few days before Christmas, I think like 2 days before Christmas is when I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a marathon. I'm going to be dressed up in holiday attire and maybe change my attire several times during the day. I'm going to be drinking during that stream, probably some ales, some eggnog, and maybe even some hard liquor. We're going to be playing a variety of games that you guys are going to nominate and vote on, okay? And that's what I mean. That's what I got to set up. I got to set up a poll for all the viewers, and I got to set up a poll exclusively for the members. And you guys are going to nominate and vote on games that are going to be played during that event. At least 3 games. We may do 4 if time permits, but I don't know what kind of games you guys are going to nominate. Sometimes the games that get nominated for this event end up being like little quick games you play for half an hour, you're done. Other times it's actually long games that take a big chunk, So this should be fun. And I'm excited for that, and I want you guys to start nominating, but I haven't gotten around to it. It's been such a busy week for me, you know, between Thanksgiving and then Black Friday. Over this weekend, I promise you I will get that posts up. It'll be on the channel page on DSPGaming here on YouTube. You'll find it. You'll be able to go there and start posting up your nominations, okay? And if you post them up and they don't show up right away, it's because I have to approve stuff. So just so you know, I will periodically be checking and approving your posts over the course of the next week or so. Probably what we'll do is have nominations for 2 weeks and then have voting for about a week and a half to determine what I played during the Christmas event. Okay? Cool. I'm excited for that. Speaking of which, we are at a record all-time high for channel members. This is the most we've ever had. 308, my friends. 308 members is the most we've ever had. We need 325 in order to hit the tier 2 goal for the channel, which would mean that we do this double special event during the Christmas event. Number 1, Feasting with the King. Well, I'll be ordering some kind of cuisine that I'm not used to eating and usually haven't ever eaten, and trying it live during a meal live on stream. In addition, there'll be a live DSP Tries that will be holiday themed. I'm not sure what I'll be trying. Last year I tried mince pies, which I'd never had before, and they were exceptionally good. And I have a few places I could go to locally where I could try those out myself, like grab things that are kind of like, you know, things from around the world, and try for DSP Tries It. So I'm excited. I am for that. I hope we can do it. But you guys, we are only 17 members away from hitting the tier 2 goal and locking in. If you're not a channel member, what in the holy hell are you waiting for? Really? What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for the sky to open and an alien to land and say, you should join the channel? It's not going to happen. If the alien does land, he's probably going to say, enjoy our crushing technology enslaving you as our slaves forever. Here you go. They're not going to tell you to join the channel. You're going to enslave the people. So what you need to do, if you like the channel, if you like the content I put out, if you're here frequently, or if you watch this content on demand, and you're like, I don't understand, what's the benefit of being a member if I'm watching on demand? Admittedly, most of the things you get for being a member are actually geared towards the live streams. You know, getting a highlighted name in chat, a chat crown badge, no slow mode, using emotes. Those are all things for live streams. But you can also get some other features. For example, getting priority when a special event takes place. Coming up, as I just mentioned, I'm going to put up a nominations process for Games for Christmas. If you're a member, you get to not only nominate games in the open nominations, but also the members-only nominations. And members specifically will choose one game that will play during the Christmas event. All right? In addition, Ask the King is my bi-monthly Q&A show. And you guys post up questions to be answered for that show. And members will get exclusive priority for that. What I'm actually going to do very shortly, because I think I'm going to do the show. I was thinking about it, and Ask the King was actually supposed to be scheduled for around, in the next 1 to 2 weeks. And I said, you know what I might do, I think I did this last year too. I kind of delayed Ask the King till around Christmas. So what I might do is, like, maybe Christmas Eve, do Ask the King or something like that as a Christmas special. Because I'm not going to stream on Christmas. Christmas, I'll have my day off. For once, I get a whole fucking day off. So it's probably going to be Christmas Day. But that's what I'm thinking, is I'll probably Christmas Eve do like a Christmas Eve Ask the King. And therefore, what I'm going to do is post up a place where members exclusively can post up questions for Ask the King. And I'm going to select members' questions to answer specifically on the show. Now also, things I'm planning on doing. Currently, Halo is a pretty big success. I'm enjoying the game a lot. People are really liking the game. I'm thinking of doing, moving forward in December, maybe some members-only events, where maybe I'll say, okay, we're going to do a members-only stream today, where for an hour each, I'm going to form a fire team based up of members, channel members who can play. And so, 9, 10 people will have an opportunity to join me and play Halo with me. I'm thinking of doing that, and that is very much possible with members-only stuff, okay? So, this is all stuff we're going to be doing. It all comes from being a member. Memberships are great because it's consistent income for me. It's a way to get consistent support on this channel. And by the way, what I should say, if you are a current member, please consider leaving it on auto-renew. That way, you don't have to come back and manually do it every month. If you're worried, oh, well, I won't be able to do the pop-up message that says, oh, I renewed and get a shout-out on stream. Yes, you can. It's in the menu where you renew, or where you become a member. That pop-up will automatically show up when you qualify for it. You won't miss out on getting that message if you're on auto-renew, okay? Okay. So, please consider becoming a member. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. I'm seeing people in the stream chat this very morning saying that YouTube came out with an update post today claiming that gifted memberships are live. I didn't see anything about that, right? Yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah, I didn't see that at all. I'm actually checking my email just in case, because usually YouTube would send out like a newsletter about it, but I didn't see anything about that. Not live. They are just implementing it. Well, I wonder when it will be live, because they already said this. They said this last month. What they did is they made a big announcement last month. And the announcement was that come next year, okay, come next year, supposedly what's supposed to happen is they're going to implement many changes. Number one is gifted memberships. Just like you can do gifted subscriptions on Twitch, they're supposed to have it so that you can gift a membership to another viewer, which is outstanding. When I was on Twitch for 4.5+ years, people always gifted memberships to others. This time of year was huge. This time of year, I always saw my memberships, there were subs over there. They would skyrocket because you had people who were in the holiday spirit. They wanted to help out other viewers who they were friendly with, and a lot of people gifted memberships to others. They would drop sub bombs, they were called. Remember the sub bombs? And that was awesome, right? In addition, they said that they're going to add a lot of features that Twitch has that basically YouTube does not. One of the things that Twitch always had was great moderation options. So I'll give you an example. Let's say there's someone in stream chat, and they say something, and you're like, I don't really know what that means. Are they trying to, like, maybe be negative? Are they insulting another viewer? Like, I wonder what that is. You'd be able to click on their name, and what would happen is a menu would pop up with all of that viewer's information. It could say when their account was created. It could say how often they chat. It could say if they're a channel member or sub or not, because on Twitch it's subs. It would have a log of their running chat, so you could actually scroll up and say, oh, what are a few of the last things that they just said? So, for example, let's say someone comes into the chat and says something disgusting, and everyone says, oh, man, this guy said something disgusting. But now you look, it's scrolled off the screen, you can't see it. As a moderator, you can click on their name and see, oh, here's everything they just said. Oh, yeah, look at that. Bye-bye. You see? Now, in addition to that, it allows for a lot of options that are positive for the viewers in regards to, like, for example, let's say someone misclicks, it gets mismoderated, you can immediately fix the problem and stuff like that. This is all things that are like no-brainers. Why wouldn't YouTube have it? Because YouTube always has been behind the ball with streaming. Remember, they started late on the streaming bandwagon, and they've been playing catch-up ever since. So, I'm hoping they implement this stuff sooner rather than later. I don't think there's anything new. I don't know. Like, I personally, I probably would have heard if there was new news about this. I already knew that this was coming in 2022, these improvements. I don't think that we're going to have any other improvements any sooner than 2022, though. I haven't heard anything updated from YouTube. But I did go on a rant a week or two ago, and basically I said, and I'll just summarize my thoughts right here, YouTube literally should just drop all the shit they're doing now with all the bullshit, like their stupid fucking YouTube Shorts, where they're trying to copy TikTok and shit like that. You will never be TikTok. All right? Dear YouTube, you'll never be TikTok. You'll never be Twitch. You'll never be a television station or broadcasting company. You'll never be all the things that you want to do because you jump on the bandwagons late. Seriously. You always jump on late, and when you jump on late, you're the second fiddle. You're the late adopter. Everyone already has established places and things to do this stuff, okay? You could try to copy, but you're never going to have that kind of attention or popularity for those things, just being honest. You are the world's biggest video sharing site, all right? The one thing that I feel YouTube can actually compete with is live streaming. And the reason I say that is because Twitch has had a lot of problems in the last year, a lot of negative press, and they made a lot of bad choices and mistakes, in my opinion. You could disagree. I think that Twitch, in the last year, 2021, was one of Twitch's worst years in history. That they just constantly made mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. And instead of saying, oh, we're sorry, we'll fix the mistakes, they just kind of ignored them and brushed them under the rug and pretended like they didn't exist. Like they didn't want to admit that they did anything wrong. They didn't want to take responsibility for it. They were just like, oh, whatever, we don't know what you're talking about. That's kind of the attitude that I feel like they took. All the abuse that's happened over on Twitch, hate mobs, rating people, and being really nasty to them. Just so much bad stuff going on over there. And they want to pretend like nothing went wrong this year when this is arguably their worst year in many, many years, okay? This would be the time when YouTube could take action and say, ha, we're going to grab the market share. We're going to look for all the people who are disgruntled and don't like Twitch because of what they've done, and we're going to bring them over to our site with all these attractive features. We're going to add all these things that make our site very similar, if not better, than Twitch. And we're going to suck in those people who don't want to be over there and absorb them into our site. And now we're going to make our site the place to be for streaming. There's no limitations on you know, the kind of bandwidth that you can take up or the quality that you stream at, right? Twitch has ridiculously low limitations. YouTube doesn't have those limitations. You can stream at 4K here and it's fine. We're going to have robust moderation options, gifted memberships. We're going to have other cool ways to monetize content. Like one of the things I've been waiting on, all right, that I still don't understand why it's not implemented. For 6 months, it's been saying it's coming and it's not yet. Okay, so what are they doing? They're so busy with shit like YouTube Shorts, they got their thumb up their butt instead of improving things on YouTube as it exists. There's a feature, okay? There is a feature on YouTube called Super Thanks. What it is you are watching an on-demand video. Let's say you're watching this pre-stream on demand on YouTube right now. Maybe you are. You could be. Very well. You could be listening to it. You could be watching it, whatever. There's a feature like, wow, I really like what just happened in that video. Maybe there was a cool moment of gameplay. Maybe I said something that really resonated with you. I mean, man, I want to support that. you can actually do a contribution to the channel on the video, and you get a highlighted comment on that particular video at that moment. And from what I'm to understand, if the contribution is large enough, then actually something will pop up on the screen when people are watching the video, much like right now when people contribute to the stream and there's a pop-up, the same thing would happen, okay? So, this is a no-brainer. You know, you're the biggest video sharing website on the planet. Maybe we should have a way that people could contribute when they're actually watching videos on demand. Well, we'll work on that later. Right now, we got to get YouTube Shorts on here. I was like, what? What are you talking about? Implement the things that help what you have on the site now. Don't wait and implement these things in 2022, 2023. Implement them now. Get the people who use your site now happy. Make the site attractive to move people over from other systems that are disgruntled. Then you worry about adding a million other features that make you like other sites. Do the best thing for your people who use the site now. And they don't do that. YouTube just always looks way. They're one of those businesses, just like some people do this. They're not happy with the here and now. They're always looking 20 million miles that way, and they miss everything going on around them because they keep looking forward. They're never satisfied with what's going on here. They're always looking way the fuck out there. You see? And when you have that mentality, you never realize that there's things you can do immediately to be happy and improve things around you. Instead, you're always looking towards this long-term goal that you don't know if you'll ever reach. And that's how YouTube is. That's a major problem. It is. It's a major problem. And they need to do something about that. Maybe it's an issue with their leadership. And I hate to say it, when YouTube has been like this for years and years and years, you gotta wonder if it's really the management of the company that's forcing them to make these silly decisions. They could have implemented a million changes this year that could have brought all the people who were disgruntled from Twitch over to YouTube and made it better. Instead, they dropped the ball for the 20 millionth time and instead focused on other shit that you shouldn't care about. Seriously, it's just a waste of everyone's fucking time. I'm tired of it. But what are you going to do? Right? I've been on YouTube for 13 years. This is exactly the kind of thing that I've seen them do over and over and over. All right? So anyway, I'm very happy that YouTube is going to be implementing changes that are going to make streams better in the future. But I wish it was now instead of the future. I guarantee you right now, within 2 days, YouTube could implement all those changes. If they really wanted to, they could just drop all the crap they're doing that doesn't benefit anyone, and they could actually do some of this beneficial stuff for their content creators. But they need management to take the reins and tell them to do that and stop wasting everybody's time. It is what it is. All right, guys. So anyway, I digress, obviously. So that's the deal. That's what's going on. Fun streams coming up this week. I hope you guys are enjoying the festivities, the decorations, the camera zoomed out a little bit more, the overlay that I now have with the gameplay, which is nice. It's a nice candy cane and ribbons overlay on the camera. The animations, you already saw like 2 of them this morning, these animations, right? It's all good stuff. So quick reminder, because many of you may have not been here over the past couple of days when I implemented all these new changes. There are new animations on the stream for $5, $10, $20, and $100 contributions, and in between. The $4.20, $6.66, and $50 animations remain the same, because those are actually denomination specific, or not denomination, but amount specific animations. It wouldn't make sense to change those, okay? On the Super Chat side of things, $5, $10, $20 Super Chats all have new animations as well. All right? And they're all holiday themed. You just saw a couple of them. You saw the Bah Humbug, Scrooge McPhil, right? Scrooge McPhil. It should have been Ebenezer Phil. Ebenezer Burnell. Or Phil Scrooge. I don't know. Me as Scrooge from A Christmas Carol. And then also, me as Marv from Home Alone getting smashed in the face with an iron. Personally, my 2 favorite animations are the $20 and $100 animations. The $20 one is me as Bill Murray and Scrooge getting kicked in the nuts by the Ghost of Christmas Present. And then the $100 animation is me as Ralphie from A Christmas Story getting kicked in the face by Santa and sliding down the slide. It's basically the most funny scene in the entire movie, and everyone remembers it. And so, we will see these fun animations if and when people contribute to the streams. As you guys know, I'm a crowdfunded individual. I don't get paid by any company to run streams. I'm based solely on contributions from you guys and a little bit of ad revenue from YouTube. This month, ad revenue has been lower than usual because all my playthroughs have this licensed music in it. Guardians of the Galaxy, GTA, and Forza all have licensed music, so those videos have been pulling in next to nothing. It's really you guys crowdfunding the streams that keep me going. All right? I appreciate all contributions. I really do. That's why I shout them all out when I get a chance. We're really making a push for these memberships. I hope we can hit this goal sooner rather than later. Because, guys, guess how many days are left in November? Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's it. We only have 3 days to hit the goal, or else it's done. And then I'm not doing those things during the Christmas event. I'm just not doing them. I refuse. That's how goals work. The whole point of trying to motivate people to support the channel is by having a reward. I'm not doing the reward without hitting the goal, you see. So I hope we can do it with only 3 days, okay? I hope, okay? All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, rewards. If we raise $50 in tips today, I'll put on Gunner glasses. If we raise $100 in tips today, you vote on a hat for me to wear. Hats eligible today are as follows: the cowboy hat, the pilot's hat, the Punisher beanie, and the Santa hat. All 4 of those will be eligible today. Vests. All of them are eligible if we hit the full tips goal of $150, because we haven't worn a vest in a very long time. I take that back because I think we just wore one like on Thanksgiving. We did, actually. But we haven't consistently hit the vest goal in a long time. It would be great if we could hit that today for support reasons, would help out a lot, okay? So thank you in advance to anyone who contributes in any way. Thank you, and thank you some more, all right? Okay, now it's time for shout-outs for those who have contributed already. So let's do it. We start off today with Billy Puppet, who did a €5 super chat talking about someone I've never heard of before. He wants me to do a co-op feasting with the king with someone. Let me think about that for a quick second and see if I would ever consider doing... No! I don't know what you're talking about, and it sounds stupid. And then Kajiri did a super chat. It says, I am watching the James Bond movie Moonraker. The main villain looks like Darkseid Phil. Maybe it's DSP's evil clone. Yes, he was probably born way before me. Considering that those movies are pretty old at this point, I'm pretty sure it can't be my clone. Maybe. You ever think about this? Maybe at some point in the future, I find a way to time travel, and I go back in time, and I actually take part in a lot of things. Maybe I'm in Moonraker. Some people say I was in the the crowd of that 70s show during an episode when they were filming, and I was laughing hysterically, and they recorded that and said, that definitely is Phil. That's Phil's, iconic laugh. It's got to be him. Right? So that's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. Like maybe this is happening, right? Maybe I'm traveling through time, doing things in the future. You don't know, man. By the way, shout out to Jade, who just re-upped their membership for 6 months. He says, you're the greatest. Thank you, Jade. You're the greatest. I appreciate the support, man. Good to see you. So it could be. I could be traveling through time, doing all these things. It could be other dimensional Phils crossing over. It could be a sign of the multiverse leaking into our universe, which is very scary when you think about it. All right, let's continue here. Chicken Man started the tipping today with a $1.49 tip. Says, I'm back after a week-long holiday vacation out of state. I hope you and Kat and Jasper had an amazing holiday, and I'm excited to be back in the streams. Yeah, we had a great holiday together. It was fun. It was relaxing. And then yesterday was the opposite. It was terrible. Black Friday. Black Friday always sucks ass, especially when you have to be out there in the crowds for Black Friday because you're working. And but it is what it is. It's all over with now. We had a nice holiday and then a terrible day, but now we're into the swing of the holiday season. All right, which is good. So thank you for that. An anonymous $1.50 tipper says that feeling when YouTube is adding gifted subs, more discoverability, and raids was better moderation and apparently such good news. Well, as we already talked about, I already knew about this. This doesn't sound like a new announcement. It sounds like someone apparently just came across the article from a few weeks ago that we already knew about. And again, it's all good news. It's all gravy. It's all delicious. And we all love gravy. Gravy! It's delicious. However, where's the gravy? What? No gravy? Why are we waiting till 2022 to partake on this delicious gravy? Just imagine you had the most juicy, amazingly flavorful, warm, steaming, the smell, mouth-watering, delicious turkey right in front of you. Oh, pile of turkey. All it needs is the gravy. Where's the gravy? No gravy? Where is it? Wait till 2022 to get your gravy. Why? Why? Why can't I have my gravy now with my delicious turkey? Why do I have to wait? What is wrong with you? I want my gravy. And we can't have it yet. We'll have it soon, but not yet. Okay. By the way, what's hilarious about this is they say coming in 2022. That could mean December 31st, 2022. You know that, right? Just because they say it's coming 2022 doesn't mean it's coming in like January. It could come at the end of the year. Low gains to me $4.20 and says, please unban me from chat. I did nothing wrong. Prayer for the drip tonight. So let's address this statement by statement. Shall we? Let's do that. Let's address this statement by statement. So I keep clicking the wrong thing on my stream, by the way. So first of all, please unban me from the chat. There's absolutely nothing I could do to do that right now. This is not like Twitch. On Twitch, if I had your name, I could immediately say unban it, done. On YouTube, that's not how it works. I gotta clarify here. It's not how it works at all on YouTube. On YouTube, I need a link to your YouTube channel. Once I have a link to your channel, then I can visit your channel. I can see what's going on with it. If it's banned, then I can unban it manually. But I need a link to your channel to do that. Okay? That's number one. So your first statement, unban me from the chat, I can't even do that. That's number one. What I need you to do is email me. darksidephil@hotmail.com with that information. Number two, I did nothing wrong. Listen, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. All right? I don't know. I'm not here to judge. I'm in a holiday season mood, right? I'm in a giving mood. I'll consider removing your ban if you did get banned. I don't know why you got banned. I could look into it. But I can't confirm or deny if you did anything wrong. It's another thing I can't do. His third statement, prayer for the drip tonight. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay. Onward. GTA Slayer 504 to me $4.20, and I'm going to put him up on the leaderboard because he actually makes sense. And again, guys, what I will say is because, you know, remember, there's special animations. I know some people are just accustomed to tipping 420, 420, 420. You might want to tip 5 today to see the funny animations because it's a really good one. I'm just saying, you're basically doing the same 420 animation a million times, but we got new ones. Okay. Oh, so GTA Slayer says, Phil, I hope you're doing well today. Here's some support towards the GTA San Andreas stream. Keep up the good work. I'll be interested to see you complete the game today or tomorrow. Likely, I don't think we're beating it today. Like I said, I want to do the vigilante stuff. I think it'll take us a little bit to get through the heist missions. I doubt we'll beat it today. Even if we do, I mean, that's great. We start Vice City on Monday. We'll see what happens. Okay. And Chicken Man. Timmy $1.50 said, I had my first ever smoked turkey for Thanksgiving. It took 6 hours to cook, but was well worth it. The best turkey ever. Really? I've never had smoked turkey. I've never had fried turkey. Pretty much the only turkey I've ever had is like roasted in the oven. Or like, you know, lunch meat turkey. When I was a kid, my mom used to make these, she called them turkey slices. I guess what it was, I don't know if it was frozen, but it was basically, you know, pre-processed turkey that was in like a slice form, and you would cook it, and sometimes you add stuffing and gravy and stuff to it. I've never had any other like preparation besides it just in the oven. So, interesting. I wonder how smoked turkey would be. Okay. All right. Digital Devil says turkey's crap. We have chicken. I personally, I like turkey in various forms. I also like chicken. I'm not one of these turkey aficionados. I'm not a guy who like, you make a giant turkey and I'll sit there and crave it and want to eat it all week. I'll eat it for Thanksgiving. That's about, you know what I mean? It's not a big deal to me. But there's some people who are so into the fucking turkey so badly. They want turkey constantly, and then when it's Thanksgiving, they're like, oh, I get it all week, you know. I'm not like that. Habib Gaming says, how old is the Punisher beanie? Well, actually, I think I removed the tag. The tag would have probably had the year on it that it was made, but I think I removed it. This came in a loot crate when I used to have my loot crate partnership many, many years ago, because that's been gone for like 4 or 5 years. Because loot crate went under. And for those who don't know, loot crate overexpanded, started doing way too many product lines to the point where they flooded the market, and then a bunch of competitors hit the market, and everyone just got tired of the whole subscription crate model, and basically they tanked. And then they went out of business, and then another company bought them and restarted them, and now they still exist, but they're not actually the same company run by the same people anymore. It's a completely different situation. But back in the day, they used to basically have partnerships with content creators. And what they would do is once a month, they would send me their loot crate, and I would unbox the loot crate on a video. Here, oh, look at this. Jasper? He's not in there. Whoa! I love that animation. But anyway, yeah, so Loot Crate would send you the box, okay? You would open it. You would unbox everything in there, okay? And basically have a link in the description of your video and say, hey, if you like what you saw here in this unboxing and you want to do your own Loot Crate subscription, subscribe here. But it kind of was like, it kind of backfired for me. And here's why. Because I'm an honest guy. Unlike the vast majority of people who do shit like that, most people will be like, oh my God, oh, Loot Crate, look at all the good stuff in here. Oh, look, it's a microfiber cloth. I've always wanted one of those. Oh, what a great value in Loot Crate. Oh my God, a hand exerciser that looks like an egg from Game of Thrones, a dragon's egg hand exerciser. Oh, it's the best piece of swag ever. Oh, I love it, I love it. And they would just, you know, kiss its butt. And I didn't do that ever. Like, every time that I unboxed it, I was completely honest. Sometimes there'd be a t-shirt in there that I loved. Sometimes I thought the t-shirt was terrible, right? This hat, I actually really like this hat. I've worn it many times on streams, you know, and everything. And I've worn it out as well. It's a great hat. But then sometimes you get a Loot Crate, and you open it up, and you're like, what the fuck is all this junk? A fucking sticker, a bottle opener, you know, a patch? Who the fuck wears a patch? A patch. What am I, in fucking Boy Scouts? I need a patch on my shirt? Like, what is this? And you open it, it's all junk in there. And so I would be honest with you guys about it. And the first year that I had my Loot Crate partnership, I made a decent amount of money. But after that, after people realized that the stuff in these were not very good, and I was being honest about it, it went like this. Boo! And by the time after like a year or year and a half of doing it, like no one was doing it anymore. I was making no income from it behind the scenes. And Loot Crate finally said, well, you know, we want to terminate the partnership because you're not making any money on it. I was like, I can't blame you. You're sending me these junk boxes every month with crap in it. I'm not going to kiss your butt and say it's good stuff so no one's subscribing to your crap program. You know, I mean, yeah. And it just so happens that then within a year they went out of business. And then, like I said, now they're back. But anyway, this was a hat that came with one of those. You could probably, on the King of Hate Vlogs channel, which is my vlogging channel, if you search back many, many years ago, you could probably find me unboxing the Loot Crate that this was in, but I couldn't tell you. I know that this hat came out the time when the Punisher show and the Daredevil show, because it's Daredevil on the inside. See that? It's reversible. They were popular shows on television at the time. So whenever that was, that would be probably when this hat was made. Okay? But I don't know how long ago that was. Okay. Here we go. Chicken Man tipped $1.50 and said you use wood pellets to smoke it with gas, so you get an amazing wood smoked flavor. Oh, that sounds good. A wood smoked turkey. All right, don't make me hungry. Don't make me hungry, man. It's not time for that right now. Anso Kamaru has tipped me $5, which is the biggest tip of the stream, so let's get that up on the leaderboard. Thank you, Anso Kamaru. Did I spell that right? Anso Kamaru. I did. And Anso Kamaru says the following. This is the most expensive Christmas season of my life. The gift buying and special holiday dinners won't stop. Pray for you, boy. I'm also almost 70 hours in the Shin Megami Tensei 5 and the final major area. The difficulty spike is unreal. Pray for your boy. All right. We all pray for your boy. For you, I guess I should say. The more I hear about Shin Megami Tensei 5, the less I want to play it. Seriously, like I've heard it's 100+ hours long. That really makes me not want to play it. I heard it's insanely grindy, insanely repetitive, insanely difficult. That makes me not want to play it. So I don't think I'm playing it. I think when we beat Lost Judgment and we get around to saying, okay, let's do another RPG for the rotation, I don't think it's going to be Shin Megami Tensei 5. It's going to be something else. Team Ico Gamer has tipped me $1.50 and says, now that we have a few days with no dislike counter on YouTube, what do you think of it so far? I personally think it's terrible. I always used to use this to gauge whether a vid is worthy of my time or not. Personally, dislikes disappeared for me weeks ago. Like when YouTube announced it was going to happen like 2 weeks ago, I haven't seen the dislikes since then. I think what it is, it was a slow rollout across all the different ways you can watch YouTube videos. I think at first it hit like the United States and the desktop version, then it hit the mobile version, then it hit the apps, then it hit, you know what I mean? Like I think it was a slow rollout. Well, what I would say is, here's the thing. Personally for me, it hasn't affected me in any negative way. Want to know why? I don't watch YouTube videos. So because I don't watch them, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't look for, oh, this video is good, this video is bad, based on likes, dislikes. It doesn't affect me at all. I don't look at YouTube videos. I don't. I just don't. When I'm not streaming or uploading on YouTube, I stay as far away from YouTube as possible. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I'm here all day. I don't need to fucking be here when I'm not working. You know what I'm saying? So it really doesn't affect me in any way in that regard. Now, in regards to my channel, okay, it's hilarious because even when it was announced before it was even, like, implemented, a bunch of brainless idiots rushed my channel to dislike all the videos and say, dislike, look, the dislikes are so high, dislike, even though no one could see it, and those comments never will show up on my videos. They're that stupid. They actually thought that they could do that and it would affect me in a negative way because they're actually dumb. Like, there's no other explanation. They just have no brain. They're fucking stupid as fuck. Okay? I guess really it will be up to you guys to determine whether or not this is beneficial or not. Because I'll be honest with you. People would come to my videos and they would look at them and say, oh my God, this video has like 30 thumbs up, but like, 70 thumbs down. This must mean it's a bad video, and they would leave. I really feel that's what happened. People would try, oh, I'll give this video a shot. I'll watch this guy's content and see if I like it. But as soon as they saw that the dislike ratio was higher than the like, they would leave. And they wouldn't give my channel a second look because they're like, oh, the video must be bad. The public has spoken, right? But in reality, here's the flaw with the system on YouTube. You can dislike a video without watching it. You can click on a video, immediately click pause, dislike, and close it. The content creator will not get a view from that, but your dislike will count. So what kind of a fucked up system is it that someone can say something is bad on YouTube without ever having actually viewed it, right? That's messed up. Because you might argue, oh, at least if you're getting a view for each dislike, then at least it helps your channel. No, you don't even get the view. That's how messed up YouTube's always been. So anyone who has ever been dislike bombed has been monstrously negatively affected and never got any positive benefit from the views because they don't count. How stupid is that, right? So now at least, with no dislikes visible, the dislikes will still be there if people dislike the video, and it doesn't affect anything. People are moronic, and I'm sure they'll keep doing it because they had no brains in their head to begin with. That's why they did it. So they're not going to magically overnight get smart and stop doing it. They're that stupid, okay? But what will happen is someone will come to a channel and say, oh, here's a video with so-and-so amount of thumbs up or whatever, and let me give it a look. And you'll watch it, and instead of saying, oh my God, look at this dislike bomb that destroyed the video, you'll watch it and judge for yourself, all right? Now, the truth of the matter is, I just think, sadly, the vast majority of people out there either are lazy and don't want to watch a video and judge for themselves, right? Or maybe they're so used to following what they're told is good or told is bad that they have lost the ability to judge for themselves, okay? Like, I feel that so many people on YouTube got popular over the years simply because one thing made them popular. And then all of a sudden, when they reach that certain level of popularity, everyone's, oh, well, they're popular. Go check it out. But is it good? It doesn't matter. They're popular. Go check it out. And so, boom, immediately they've spiked, and that's it. They stay at that level forever. On the flip side, if someone gets canceled, right, now they're negative forever, right? They get canceled, they get slandered. That's it. You're done. And that's how it's always kind of been. It's this bandwagon mentality. Either you're super popular or you suck ass. There's no in between. There's not even like a redemption arc or anything for anyone. It's just good or bad, black or white. That's how it's been on YouTube because they've had these likes and dislikes. It's dominated the site forever. So maybe now, things will change. I don't know. What I would say is, personally, I would hope, and I don't know if this will happen, but I would hope that maybe someone who didn't give my channel a chance because they just saw, oh, look at all the negativity on Phil's channel. I click on his video, and there's a million dislikes, and there's a bunch of disgusting, toxic comments on his video. I'm out of here. Instead, now you click on my video, and you can only see the likes, and you see positive comments on the video. Oh, it's actually a nice place to be now. Now I can enjoy the content again, right? It's a controlled environment, which never used to happen. It used to be YouTube was like anyone could do whatever they wanted. Unless you were going to sit there and micromanage every little thing that happened on your channel, it was impossible to manage. Now YouTube is finally giving control back to the content creators for the first time in a very long time. It makes sense. You see? So, I hope it would benefit the channel. But there's no way, to know if that'll happen or not. Okay? There isn't. So, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it will hopefully long-term benefit DSPGaming. Or maybe it won't. Okay. Chicken Man to me $1.50 says, are you suppressed? Suppressed. Are you suppressed how bad Battlefield 2042 turned out? I'm shocked with all the time they had. It's awful. Battlefield used to be solid games until they moved to World War II. Now they went back to modern combat. By far, it's the worst Battlefield ever, going back to the early thousands on PC. I played the beta. I didn't dislike the beta. I just wasn't in love with it either. If you remember what I said, I think the gameplay loop is fun, but personally, I don't like the big maps. I think that the big maps are too chaotic to even feel like you're making a difference, and you just die so often, it's not super fun. I was like, maybe if you play the smaller maps or whatever, it ended up being better. But then what happened, Halo Infinite dropped. And Halo Infinite being free and actually playing like a hybrid of classic Halo with new things, it's just so good that why would I spend $60 to $70 on another first-person shooter when I have one I'm playing now that I'm loving and I'm not having enough time to even play that one, right? I'm not saying that Battlefield is bad at all. I'm saying I don't see why I should spend money on it when I have a first-person shooter that's really good and I want to play more of it and I don't have time for it, right? So I can't really comment. I could sit here and say, oh, it turned out bad. I don't know. I actually don't know. I didn't play it. I only played the beta. The beta was okay. And I wish that things were different. I wish that Battlefield maybe had released at a different time. If Battlefield had released originally when they said they were going to release, like a month ago, they probably would have beaten everything to the punch and more people would have bought it and talked about it. But it came out the same week as Halo Infinite, trumping it by a few days, and that was the end of it for me. Like, literally. That was the end of it for me. Okay. Okay. I think we've covered everything now. I'm just double checking to make sure I didn't miss anything. It says Chicken Man became a member. Let me just quickly check on members to see if that counted as a new membership or not. Because I know Chicken Man had been a member, but I think his membership had lapsed. And if that means he started up again, maybe we went up. Or maybe we went down. I don't know. Well, let's check. Whoa, we're at 310. Oh, sweet. Ladies and gentlemen, we've hit a new record. We are at 310 members. Sweet. We are only 15 members away from locking in to the final rewards for the month, the Christmas event Tier 2 rewards, which is Feasting with the King and DSP Tries It. So, again, guys, now is the time. Now is the place. Right? If you're going to become a channel member, now would be definitely the way to do it. We can do it today. Oh, God. Oh, stretch. Oh, what a stretch. We could do it today. We could hit this membership goal today. I know we could. We're only 15 away, guys. We could do it. All right. I think it's time to end the pre-stream. Let's jump right into the gameplay rather than taking breaks. We don't do this anymore. Right after pre-stream, I go right into the gameplay of the San Andreas here, and we'll play for a bit before we go on our first break of the stream. Does that sound good to you? I hope that sounds good to you. If it doesn't sound good to you, then what the hell are you doing here? Why are you here? All right? What's going on? I don't know what's going on anymore. Oh shit! What did I just hit? Oh. I have to figure out, I hit the button now and I screwed it up, so now I don't know what mode I'm on. That's not good. I gotta find the mode that has the bass boost. Alright, so people have asked me about these headphones in the last couple weeks that I've used them. And they said, what's the best mode? The bass boost mode is great. The bass boost mode makes it sound like audio that's coming out of regular headphones. If you turn off bass boost, essentially it just sounds like zero bass, and it sounds very kind of washed out, almost like a crappy stereo speaker setup. Although it is surround sound, it doesn't sound very good. I turn on the bass boost and it sounds good. So I don't know why anyone would want to use the other mode. The materials that come with the headset claim that when you turn off the bass boost mode, you could hear better for surround sound purposes for like a first-person shooter, but that hasn't really been my experience. They sound about the same, only one sounds much better with bass, so I would go with that mode. But anyway, guys, awesome pre-stream. Thank you for chilling with me. Let's get started. Wait, Chicken Man tipped me $1.50, says, wait, pre-stream is not over yet. We'll be playing Halo Campaign day 1. Yeah, I just don't remember when it comes out. I haven't really been too crazy about following the date, only because I'm so busy with all the stuff I'm doing, and I know it's still a ways out. In fact, I think it's in my phone. December 8th. December 8th, which would be a Wednesday. Why? Well, I don't know if I'll be playing it December 8th, only because typically Wednesday has been my day off. If it ends up doing that, then that's fine. What I'll do is I'll just do it the next day. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I will play it when it comes out. I'm very interested in it. I hope the campaign is good. Really. Okay. Let's end the pre-stream. Thanks for watching, everyone.